Oh, I love it. Shout out to all the fellow makeup hoarders who keep all the outer sleeves. Hey you guys, Ashley here with AHM Artistry, and I know it's been a blue week over here on my channel, but we gotta give you guys who love blue eyeshadow some love. So if you don't love blue eyeshadow, I'm sorry. Next week we'll be back to the regular deal, but we need to give the people that love blue eyeshadows their time to shine, their time to talk about it, because it's kind of like, you know, the underdog of the makeup world. Let's face it, anytime anybody says blue eyeshadow, just like close your eyes, I'll say blue eyeshadow and tell me what comes to mind, because I guarantee it's something from the 80s or it's Mimi from Drew Carey's show. And you know what? I'm here to break that mold, break that vision, and show you guys that blue eyeshadow has its place and its part in the makeup community, and those of us who love it know what is up. But it's been a lot of blue. It's been a lot of blue, and my creative mind is now starting to come up with some challenges and not being able to know what else I can pump out. But for today's video, we are not doing an eye tutorial, anything like that, like we did for the last, what, 2 or 3 videos. I'm going to be comparing blue eyeshadow palettes. This is part of my like Friday favorites, so I'm going to be telling you like my favorites and what I like and what I dislike about some of these, and just give you some swatches, give you some comparisons, especially to this guy right here, who is the most expensive palette on my desk and also out of stock, and who knows how that situation is going to be with restocking and everything like that. So we got lots of different palettes here to show you guys, lots of goodies, even a little affordable guy for you. And if you want to see all of that, if that all sounds good and dandy to you, then you know what to do, honey. Sit back, hang tight, and keep on watching. Kind of cash, but also try to bust it out really quick for you guys, because I know my videos I can kind of like ramble on and on and on. So if you want to comment along with me down in the comments below, y'all know that I love commenting with you guys and talking to you guys about makeup, because that's like literally what I'm here for, like to talk and chit chat about makeup. So feel free to comment down below and we will chat it up. If you are wondering what is on my eyes today, I actually have this cute little donut on my eyes. This little donut is actually an eyeshadow palette. So cute, very adorable and squishy. This is from the brand I Heart Revolution, and I actually got it at Ulta because they just started carrying that at my local Ulta, and it is really adorable. There's a whole bunch of different shades they have, but I saw this blue last week when I was going through buying all these blue palettes, and I was like, this one I need to test out for you guys and see what the tea is, because it's only like $7 and so super affordable, and it's just the perfect little pops of blue if you want to add it to your collection, but not something giant like this. And I wanted to test it, so I did this little eye look today, and I did this whole tutorial for Instagram. It's been on for, what time is it? I'm doing that. It's been my life. I've been filming and then stopping and filming again 7 hours ago. So she's held up pretty well. This dark blue shade has rubbed off a little tiny bit, and I used the ColourPop white liner, and that one was really white at first, and it did go on over the blue nicely, but now it's kind of turned into a light blue, so the shadow is transferring a little bit. The only shade, honestly, in this palette that I had trouble with was the middle white shade. This one just didn't want to pick up. I had to wet my brush like a lot and then really dig it in to get it to pop, and then it worked okay enough, but honestly, don't buy it for that white shade anyways. Buy it for the blues. The blues actually did really well. This one looks like a shimmery blue right here, and I'll show you some swatches up on the screen, but on the eyes, it didn't really turn shimmery. It was just more of like a matte. It's like one of those weird hybrids that once you blend it out, it doesn't remain shimmery. It's kind of like, I guess, a satin, like a satin, I don't know. It's a breed on its own, but the turquoise shade worked really nicely, and this one blended out really, really easily, really pretty and really nice. I didn't use the purple shade because obviously, but yeah, you know, it's a cute little $7 palette. And again, I think if you're scared of dabbling into blue shades, then this one will be a good little mini kind of test the waters guy for $7. And if you have an Ulta coupon, I actually only got mine for like $5 because I had a coupon, so pretty good deal. Pretty cute little guy, and the squishiness, you guys. Oh, I used to like be super into kawaii style stuff, so that 2013 me is just like living. Oh my goodness. I think I'll go from like most affordable to most expensive here. Yeah, let's do that. So there's like a rhyme or reason to what I'm saying. So Face Candy Atlantis palette. Now I've talked to a couple of you guys in my previous videos, comment section, about this palette and how much we loved it and how awesome it was. And will we ever get to see it again? I don't know. I don't know. You guys know I did a Shop Hush video and like, where the heck are they? Are they going out of business? And it sucks that we don't still have an answer. It's radio silence. They said they would make an announcement and nothing. Like the website's down, the app's down. But if they miraculously come back with it because everybody's asking for it, then it's a good palette. The only complaint I think is the heavy amount of fallout. However, pretty much all these blue eyeshadow palettes give me a heavy amount of fallout, so it doesn't make a difference. These are so extremely pigmented, all extremely buttery. Again, I'll pop up some pictures on the screen here, and they are just so pretty. I actually didn't give this palette enough love when I got it because I don't tend to gravitate towards blue on a regular basis. It's just like a fun every once in a while color. But anyways, this palette only retailed for $14. I hope it comes back. And those of you that have it, if you're trying to decide whether you need any other blue palettes in your collection, if you already have this one and it's fine, I don't know. It's a hard decision because these shadows performed so beautifully for the price. The packaging is a soft touch matte. It feels really luxurious even though it's affordable. And other than having some other, like 1 or 2 other blue mattes, that's a complete set in my opinion. I don't think I would have to have any of the other ones, but I always get them for testing purposes for you guys. But she's beautiful. But that's why I wanted to bust out some other palettes here to show you guys some alternatives, because I know a lot of you guys were on the hunt for this one, and to be determined whether we can score that for you or not. So let's move on to the BH Cosmetics Take Me Back to Brazil palette, because I know it's like a rainbow palette, but there are a lot of blues and turquoises in here, and they actually perform pretty nicely. So check out this blue right here. That is like a very similar shade to this one, except a little more shimmery. So this is the Jeffree Star Blue Blood. This one is like a shimmery version of that. Those are pretty close. That is pretty nice, and they perform really great. And then also they have like these turquoise shades in here. No, I mean, that is beautiful. Look at that one. My swatches are like a mess, but look at that. Okay, and then let me take this turquoise shade called Flourishing in Blue Blood. Everything's gonna be compared to Blue Blood because, like, hello, that's like the holy grail one. But like, those are very similar, like very. I would say the BH Cosmetics one is a little more blue, little bit, but I mean, if you're not like super into turquoise, it's like, I don't know. I mean, for me, for the Blue Blood palette, there's a few shades in here that like I absolutely love, and the rest are, I don't know, we'll talk about that in a second, but yeah. So there are quite a few shades in here. This one retails for only $20, and you can almost always get it on sale. When I bought mine, I got it as low as $11. So you just have to wait out for a sale, either on BH Cosmetics site or Ulta does sales on them sometimes. And you know, it's a pretty great, obviously versatile palette, and I'm really liking it. I still, a year later, and I usually use a lot for my Halloween looks, because hello, rainbows. And then I have to have this like honorable mention one, because I know a lot of you guys have this palette. I know, because you got it in BoxyCharm, and it's a lot of cause for dispute and whatever, but the palette worked for me, so let's not even go there. If it worked for me, then that's all I can account to. The Laura Lee Los Angeles Party Animal palette has 2 great blue shades in here. Like, those are good. Those are good shades. They do take a little bit more building up. The bottom row in the palette actually performs way better for me than the top, but I've heard there's some inconsistencies, so some people get a lot more pigment with the top ones. But if you just want to play with a little bit of blue and you're like not remembering what's in your collection, check and see if you have this, because you can play with a little bit of blue. This retails originally for, let's see, $19 for that. But unless you're gonna use the other shades too, I wouldn't say just buy it for the blues, because I don't think that these blues alone can hold a candle to the other blues that we're talking about here. The other shades in this palette though are really like this pretty purple and pink. I love those ones. But these 2, they're nice. If you have it in your collection, you can decide for yourself, like, do I need more blues or not, you know? But I thought I'd throw that in there because, you know, most of you guys have it. And sometimes we like need a reminder, oh yeah, I have that. Okay, moving on from that, we have 2 different Tarte palettes up next. So we have the Tarte Icy Veg Palette, which I covered last week. Oh my gosh, this week, oh my gosh, I'm drowning in blue. I don't even remember anymore. This is a bit of a dark horse because I was mad at this palette. I've been mad at Tarte ever since the fiasco. We don't need to go into it again for like the third time, but this really surprised me with how it performed in the eyes. I mean, just looking at it, it's kind of just like, meh. And then I find out as I'm using it, oh, 2 sets of shades that are almost exactly the same. So that definitely pisses me off. It does. But the shadows perform really well. So it's easy to make an excuse for it because it's like, well, they work really good, really effortlessly. I mean, out of all of these palettes, this palette right here for $24 doesn't give me any trouble. Like, it doesn't make my eyes water. I don't have to take forever to blend it out. It just taps and goes. And that is an A+ in my book. Like, I just wish they didn't have this giant highlighter in there that only works for one skin tone, and I wish that they added a little more green to that. You know what I really wish? I wish that they put a hunter green in this palette like they promised in the April Fool's spoiler of last year, which wasn't a spoiler, but it was like a weird thing. But anyways, a hunter green in this palette would make it perfect. But instead, we have something that is pretty surprising. I don't know. This might be my other favorite, the Tarte High Tides Good Vibes palette. And I was talking to you guys about like, why did they release 2 blue palettes in like a 2-week time frame? That is pretty weird. That is weird, Tarte. That's strange. But look it, how weird was it? Because this girl right here bought both of them. So, but I have an excuse, right? I'm on YouTube and stuff. But this palette, it's not like crazy blue, so I don't know if it qualifies to you as like a blue palette. But I think it's worth noting, and I think it's worth throwing up some swatches for you guys that are trying to decide, because this palette is gorgeous, and I think it's obviously more versatile than all the other palettes that we're talking about, minus the rainbow palette. The blues in here perform beautifully as well. I mean, this blue up here is like a brighter blue than the ones that are in the Icy Veg palette. It performs just as beautifully. I mean, if you guys saw my tutorial when I got this, that blue shade blended into the crease so nicely, and because it had like this sheen on it, it just looked so pretty. These glitters are amazing. This turquoise glitter is so gorgeous. So gorgeous. So I don't think you should just write this one off and not consider it, because if you just want to play with a little bit of blues, you can do that and still get your brown tones and your corals, and then you have all these gorgeous glitters. I mean, and let's talk about the packaging one more time. Hello, I can do this for hours. So this one retails for $39, which is a little bit higher in price point, I know, so you have to really judge and decide, are you going to use all of those? Because I mean, it's a great formula, but you are really paying for the case. It's like a sturdy case, and it's kind of a collector's piece. It's really beautiful. I think that Tarte really knocked it out of the park with this palette, and I think it covers like all your bases except a base shade, but that's okay. I have other palettes for that. About 1 million of them. Last but not necessarily least, we have the Jeffree Star Blue Blood palette, which I have now done a bazillion looks, no, at least 5 looks using this palette, and I have some stuff to say about it, and I'm kind of nervous. I shouldn't be. That's weird. Like, literally, I'm here to tell you guys my opinions and my thoughts. What's the word that I'm looking for? Disappointed. Ooh, yeah. It hurts my heart to say that because it cost $52. $52. I feel like there are a lot of inconsistencies in this palette, and maybe it's just my palette. I don't know. I mean, just like the Laura Lee palette where it worked for me, but like half the world it didn't. It could be the same situation with this, so don't come at me or anything, but there's more shades that I don't like in this palette than ones that I like, and for me, that's a problem. I'm still gonna use it. I still can find use out of it, but if you haven't seen my eye tutorials, I'll just tell you. Pretty much the whole, like these pastel shades right here, this isn't the palette's fault. But these shades right here pretty much don't show up on my skin tone unless I really build it up. They work okay as transition shades, but most of the time they're lost as soon as I put in a crease shade and you can't really see it that much. But if you build it up and you just want to wear it as a pastel, then it will work if you just sit there and build it up. So this is a palette I would never grab if I'm in a rush, ever, because no, I couldn't do this in a rush ever. Most of these palettes, I mean, blues are hard to do in a rush anyway, so I shouldn't say that, but even like just doing a quick neutral shade, and you guys saw my video, I still had to build it up a lot. Like even this shade down here, which is really pretty and you can pull off a neutral look with it, it takes some building and building and building. So I think for Jeffree Star, I would have expected a little more pigment. Yeah, I think that's what it is. And then a few more shades are super disappointing. Deceased, I cannot get to work for the life of me. It just falls flat. It's just not it. It's just not there. That's actually the best swatch I've been able to do of it, and still it's not that good, but it's very sad. Blue Monday and Flourishing are probably my favorite shades in the palette, and also Entitled, this turquoise one up here. But Flourishing, I do have to build up a lot, and I think it's my favorite shade because it's the perfect turquoise shade, and I love turquoise. Like this is what I think of when I think of turquoise. But you do have to really pack it on. So I think it's a little bit of a finicky color, and blues and greens are finicky notoriously, but I'm just like covered in blue. But this palette feels so soft, and a lot of my shadows in here feel really dry, and I think that's why I'm having a problem with them on my eyelids, that they come out, not that they're patchy, but they don't want to stick to my face. And I don't know. Maybe I have to play around with other eye primers and stuff, but I don't usually like, when I like to use what works already, and if it doesn't work, then I don't know, it's hard. But y'all know I do not like Undertaker. I shouldn't say I don't like Undertaker, but we have a rough relationship, you know, we're not on speaking terms right now, no, but it will not pack on to a large area, and I know I'm not the only one because I've talked to a few people now that have the same exact problem as I do with this. It's better as a little tiny accent shade, and maybe I need to build it up in small sections and then build upon, but it's like I don't have time for that. Like, and I take a long time with my makeup and I don't have time for that. So that's a little frustrating. Wealthy though is like the best base shade ever, but I wouldn't recommend to buy a palette just for a base shade, obviously. Blue Blood is beautiful. That is a very unique shade. And then Ocean Ice kind of bugs me. It kind of like bugs me a lot. It's too textured and not enough glitter because it doesn't know if it wants to be glitter or matte, and that bugs the hibba-jibbas out of me. It's like it needs to be rubbed in to create the satin, but it's like I'm not gonna sit there and rub my eyelid because that's not good for anybody. Now I haven't played with the gray shades in there, and that's purely because I don't think gray looks very good on my eyes. It just makes me look too washed out, too undead, and it's just not really my cup of tea, but I should do it. I should play with it because you never really know, and maybe if I throw in some color in there, it'll look really cool. So that palette, if you didn't know, retails for $52, and like I said at the beginning, who knows when it's back in stock and everything like that. But I'm not here to like crash on your Blue Blood party. I just wanted to throw my thoughts in there. I think it's like 50-50. I'm very 50-50 about it. It's not something that I'm like, oh my gosh, the best palette ever, like I am with Blood Sugar. Do I love it? No. But do I like it? Yes. I like it, I just don't love it. The end. I'm done talking about that. Moving on. There are a couple more blue palettes out there that I haven't got my hands on yet, and you know what, to be honest, I don't think I need to because I am like drowning in blue eyeshadows at this point, but I do want to mention them in case you were interested. I think the brand's name is Menagerie. It's like a whale palette. I'll pop up on the screen. That blue palette, it looks like the most similar to the Atlantis palette because I think they were going for the original Icy Veg kind of theme. That one, and then oh, there was another one from I Heart Revolution that kind of had those same kind of vibes as the Atlantis palette because it had the turquoisey colors and the blues, and I'll pop up my video from Ulta on here. I was gonna get that one, but it was $15, and like I said, like I'm drowning in blue palettes over here, and I just can't have them all because I'm not gonna use them all. Like 1000% I'm not. I'll leave that up for you to decide if maybe that sparks your interest. I haven't used anything else from I Heart Revolution, and Makeup Revolution, I've never used their eyeshadow palettes, so do a little research on that one if you are interested in it. But if I were to pick my favorite blue eyeshadow palettes out of this bundle that I have, y'all are gonna think I'm crazy. Y'all are gonna think I'm crazy, but I am crazy, so you're right. But this surprises me too, so I'm gonna say that. Out of all of these palettes, these would be my top picks. I know, I can't believe it either. I seriously, this one I can believe. You and I both know that have the Atlantis palette, of course. Hello. $14. I seriously hope it comes back because it's a nice boo. It's a nice boo, and this palette excites me. That's what I like about it. And it performs well too. I obviously like that. And the price point. There's a lot of things to love. Anyways, the Tarte palettes. This one in particular really surprises me. Yes, it seriously pisses me off that those two sets of shades are similar, but I can't deny the performance, okay? I'm like yelling at you guys in this video, and I'm sorry, but I get like really passionate about makeup, and I know it's ridiculous, but I love it. And if you don't love it, then sorry, but not sorry. So this palette really surprised me, and I can't wait to do some more looks with it. And then this one. This is my favorite palette so far. Ooh, of 2019. I think. I might maybe forgetting the other palettes that I bought this year, but it just has everything that I love. I love corals. I love these blues. This didn't disappoint. I love her. I love her. So those are my favorite blue palettes, and those are all the blue collections that I could think of and that I own. And there's your tea, and there's it served. And let me know what you guys think about blue eyeshadow palettes. Do you have one that you love? What are your thoughts? What are your opinions? I really want to hear some more opinions on the Jeffree Star Blue Blood, because I feel like I'm gonna be alone in this. Like, is anybody else having difficulties with this palette? Is it me? That is enough of my rant. That is enough of my chit chat. That is enough of my favorites and comparisons. If you are new to my channel and you've made it through all of this ranting and gabbing and talking about and me yelling at you through the camera, and I'm not yelling at you, I'm yelling with you, then go down and hit that little red subscribe button and join our fan band. That way you can be a part of this little kooky crew that we got here, and you can find out when I upload, which is at least 3 times a week, usually Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Thank you all so much for watching out there, and I hope that each and every one of you have a great, beautiful, awesome, lovely, wonderful, happy day. So weird to end off that way after I was like ranting and yelling like a couple minutes ago, and now I'm like all namaste. Bye.